All right, so we're going to be doing Kirtan meditation. Is everyone a little bit familiar with that? So yoga chanting, focusing on spiritually purifying yoga sound or yoga mantras. So there's different ways to apply it. In this case, it'll be a call and response type situation. So I'll lead and then you guys respond. And if you feel like a little bit self-conscious with your voice, you're welcome to just listen. That's fine too. So this is one of the main practices we do here. And we're going to be doing a little bit of this and then a talk about the application of this process. And then we'll have dinner and then a lot more Kirtan meditation. So, all right. Let's go for it. So I'm going to start off just offering respects to my spiritual teacher. And so that mantra will be unfamiliar to you. So the meaning of mantra is man refers to mind and tra means to draw away. So these mantras draw away all anxiety from the mind and heart. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Siddhaswaripananda Paramahamsa Iti Namine Bhutale Srimate Siddhaswaripananda Paramahamsa Iti Namine Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrindam Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. Your turn. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama 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 Madana Mohana. Your turn. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana 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 Haribo Nitai Go Nitai Go Haribo Haribo Nitai Go Nitai Go Haribo Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. Gopala Govindarama Madana Mohana. Gopala Govindarama Madana Mohana. Gopala Govindarama Madana Mohana. Gopala Govindarama Madana Mohana. Om Hari Om. 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 Gopala Govindarama Madana Mohana. 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 Haribo. Gopala Govindarama Madana Mohana. Gopala Govindarama Madana Mohana. Haribo Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Haribo, Haribo Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Haribo. Haribo Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Haribo, Haribo Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Haribo. Haribo Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Haribo, Haribo. Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Haribo. Haribo, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Haribo, Haribo, Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Haribo. Haribo Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Haribo, Haribo Nitai Gaur, Nitai Gaur, Haribo. Om Hari Om, Om Hari Om. Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana. 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 Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Om Hari Om. 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 Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Let's chant together. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Keep going. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Keep going. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. One more time. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Thank you, everyone. Mantra meditation. It's a very simple process. It may seem like a sing-along, but it's actually the definition of a sound bath, purifying our heart and our mind. It's focusing on spiritual sound, not the names and forms of this world that we might do if we put the radio on and listen to, whatever song. These mantras are going to cleanse your heart and take away anxiety. You don't even need instruments if you don't have one or can't play. Anyway, I'd like to invite Jiva to come forward. He's going to speak a little bit about this process of applying meditation. So, thank you, Jiva.
So, thanks for that beautiful chant, Rupa. I was getting quite into that. I think everybody was. So, this part of the evening, we've got a few minutes before our dinner break. We're going to speak a little bit about yoga chanting, and I think everybody would have seen the program for Sunday night. It's got spiritual insights, Kirtan meditation. So this is the spiritual insights part of it. So what I thought we might do, try and start with, is if anybody's got a question about the chanting in particular. Yes.
I know the answer, but I just asked the chants, do they mean anything?
Yes, absolutely. They're, many years ago, there was a person once who, and this is actually sometimes still a teaching that some yoga places do, that you can chant anything, you can make up any sound and have that as your mantra, and it'll have some good effect. This is actually incorrect. These mantras. There's so many different ways to explain it, but let me just give you an outline first of the overall picture of yoga wisdom, and then that'll make it easier to understand what the mantras are and their meanings. Is that okay? Yeah. We'll do that. Yeah. So, and it's good to have this background understanding. Anybody and everybody who's meditating or chanting. We don't want to just. Well, I was going to say we don't want to just sit here mindlessly. Yeah, Gopala, Govinda. I mean, actually, you can do that and it'll still have a good effect, even mindlessly. But it's nice, and actually a lot of people have started in their meditation that way, just purely attracted, if someone had to come up the stairs when that little chanting was going on before, when we just started, how could you not, it's very attractive, yeah? Even if you don't know what's going on, and we've experienced this many times here, that sometimes when our chanting gets really loud, we have people just coming up the stairs like, what's going on up there? And sort of stick the head in the door, and there's just a natural attraction for it. And whereas if we had been singing the Coca-Cola mantra, for example, it might not have been so attractive, or what different other mantras that people. So it's naturally attractive, and the reason it's naturally attractive is that the mantras address, or they refer to, the original source of us all, to which we are all connected. We're all naturally connected. Has anybody come across that word lately? Source? Hooking into source? No one? Okay. I've got to correct my daughter then. My daughter's like in her mid-20s, and she's telling me that, the term people often use a lot these days is source when they're talking about, spiritual insights and yoga wisdom and so on. And I told her actually that, hey, this is not a new thing. When I was a young hippie back in the 1960s, it was the source. Everybody was into the source. There was the Source health food store. There was the Source bookshop, alternative bookshop, and it was all about the source. So it looks like we've come back to the source, which is good. In any case, yoga teaching is all about the source, or finding out our original nature. And it's very natural to do that. Even, all the big scientists, they're all always looking at trying to understand where all this came from, right? Origin science, they call it. They're always trying to figure out, what happened? Let's go back into history and trying to figure out how everything developed. So it's interesting that a lot of the scientific theories that are being put forward these days are very much in harmony with ancient yoga wisdom. I won't go into that because it's a little bit of a distraction if I go there, but it's very interesting if you ever have time to look at that. But just to go straight to the heart of what yoga, ancient yoga teachings are, they basically hold that, put forward the idea that there's an original cause of all, or original source of all energies. And there's different kinds of energies that each one of us can be, tuned into right now, for example. Like we all know physical energy, the atoms and molecules. But there's also another energy, for example, that we all know of called mind or mental energy, right? And there's even finer than that is what's consciousness and awareness. These are also all energies that we can be aware of. So all these different kinds of energies have an original cause. This is yoga teaching. And I always explain them, in line with what I learned. There's a couple of nice analogies that, can help anyone and everyone just understand what spiritual development is in a very general sense, and what yoga is all about in a general sense. If you remember these two ideas, I'll try and get them across briefly. And if you don't ever remember anything else, you just remember these two ideas and you'll immediately be able to tune into, some of the really deep insights that are provided by yoga wisdom. So the first analogy is the idea of a fire and sparks of a fire. This example was given in one of the ancient yoga texts, the Upanishads, the Mundaka Upanishad. I don't know if anybody's heard of these. They're ancient yoga wisdom texts. So this idea of there's a sun. Actually, it's said that way sometimes, the sun and the rays of the sun. But generally, I prefer the idea of a fire and sparks of a fire. So especially, if you've ever been out at night, if you've ever driven at night and sometimes people are doing burn-offs and so on, you might see a big fire and sparks going off into the night kind of thing, that kind of thing. So imagine that. So the original cause of all energies is like that fire, and each one of us, we're like a little spark coming from that source or the original cause. So then from there, once you grasp that idea, and that there's a couple of interesting points to note from this analogy. Is that number one is the spark and the fire are the same quality, right? The same thing. It's, in essence, we're exactly the same. And this analogy is often used to show that we're spiritual in essence, just like the original cause. We're spiritual in essence. Of course, we're not the same quantity. We're not. You can't compare the size of the fire to this, or the potency of the fire to the potency of a little spark. There's a different potency, although the quality is exactly the same. So the idea of that analogy is to show that, this little spark of the fire is naturally connected to the fire. It's a part of the fire in a sense. It's not something inherently different. It's inherently a part of that fire, of that greater spiritual reality. So that's all of us. We're all connected to the source and this greater spiritual reality. And our choices, the analogy works, can take that analogy further, and you can say that when that spark makes an attempt to, realise its connection to the fire, then that's the good result. That's the way of yoga. That's the way of spiritual wisdom. When that little spark, and each one of us has this individual freedom, right? Right now, everybody can experience. I can do what I want. I can sit here and listen to this talk about the fire and the sparks, or I can leave and stick my finger up and go, nope, no thank you. Not interested, I'm heading off. So, of course, and a lot of people make that choice. That's called going further away from spiritual wisdom to let's just leave it at that. You're going further away from spiritual understanding. So one way of understanding these mantras is the mantras, you were saying, Joe, the meaning of the mantras. What is the meaning? What do they refer to? The meaning of the mantras is that they are non-different in a sense from the original source, and they are referring to that original source. So when we say Gopala, Govinda, Rama, it's a way of tuning into that original cause or the original source. It's as simple as that. And the reason why when we're having a nice chant, especially when people are just very relaxed and just tuning into this in a very kind of a mellow, humble manner, like we're all doing before, just tune. There's a very nice experience there, and maybe you experienced it, maybe you didn't, but it's an experience that's a little different to the normal communal experiences of this world. But I don't want to sort of push that too hard. Just if you ever do, I'm not. One of the worst things you can do in this practice is to try and conjure up some experience from it. Let's pretend we're having a good time here and blissing out on the mantras. Yes. No, don't do that. Just relax. Let the mantras have their effect, and there will be the real good effect, rather than some make-believe artificial thing. So, and the effect comes from this tuning in, coming closer to that warmth of the original cause or that source. That's where the good effect is. And if you do experience that to one degree or another, oh, this is feeling good. That's what it is. You're tuning in to your natural place in the universe. Get real cosmic here. And you start to, and part of that feeling good is you start to realize, oh, gee, it's not just me feeling good. I'm feeling good in connection with everybody else that's tuning in as well. So this meditation, it's very wonderful. It's very natural. And, sometimes we think that, we have if you've ever come into contact with the concept of, silent meditation or sitting, with your eyes closed on your own somewhere, you meditate like that. It's, this is good too, but it's more natural in a sense to actually be with others when you're meditating. It's a little glimpse into the actual, there is a thing called the spiritual world where people are just, their consciousness is so purified that they're just totally immersed in the spiritual nature. And in that, you're not on your own. You're having interpersonal relationships with other people on a spiritual level, completely different to the normal material relationships of the world, where we judge each other. Oh, you know, she's not pretty enough for me to have a relationship with, and that guy's too fat. And no, none of that. It's all just pure spiritual love, and it's based on nothing other than that's who we are. We're all naturally related to each other. You know, just like your family, you know, one of the closest connections materially we have, right, is family. Family, you know. Someone's got to do something pretty bad for you to start walking out on your family. So that's, I guess, the nearest material example we can give. But, you know, the spiritual world is even better, more than that. It's just connection that's there. That's our... And it's all expanded. It's all expansive. Try to understand this idea of the fire and the rays or the sparks of the fire. It's got nothing to do with joining any particular group or religion or whatever they call different groups. It's just you. In other words, there is one big, gigantic, all-expansive, universal group. And we're all a part of it. We're all in that thing. And all you can do is realise it more and more. You can't really quit it. You might think you can quit it, but you can't, because that's who we are. All you can do is, you know, realise that that's the reality, or, you know, forget the reality and imagine that you're just on your own somewhere. Now, having said that, I'm probably a good person to talk about this because I'm naturally not a very sociable fellow. I'm kind of like a very introverted kind of person. I like my privacy. I'm very comfortable on my own. No worries. During COVID, I was having a great time. I was thinking, wow. But, so that's there with me. But I can tell you this, that this night, Sunday night, is my favourite part of the week because I love getting together with other people and having meditation, and we, you know, just shoot the breeze a little bit, as they say, and, you know, relate a little bit about one thing or another. And so this is, each one of us has to find our own little sweet spot, so to speak, of how what works for us as an individual. You find your sweet spot. How much social meditation do I want, and how much do I want to, you know, do my private thing and be on my own? Whatever you decide, it's fine. It's not a problem. Whatever you need, whatever your own specific needs are or desires are, you know, that works. There's no rule about it. And because it is a fact that sometimes we do need to, you know, do this meditation privately. You know, go into our own heart and, you know, meditate on these ideas and so on. So I'll go to the other analogy, and this, it's a similar analogy, but it also, you know, gets across some really, it's a simple idea, but it gets across some really profound understandings of, you know, what spiritual life is and what yoga is. So this analogy is like the how does it go? The roots of a tree. You imagine a tree, there's roots and there's a trunk of a tree and all. You know, imagine a pretty big tree now, and there's all kinds of branches and leaves and so on and so forth. So we're like the leaves on that tree. Imagine, we're all like the leaves on this universal tree. You know, the whole universe is like this tree, and the source of it is this trunk. That's where it all starts coming from. So from this analogy, it sort of gets across the idea even more so that for us, like a little leaf on that tree, a part of that tree, to be truly satisfied, we need to be connected to the, you know, the trunk. We need to be hooked up. And when we are hooked up, that's when we get the juice, the spiritual juice, so to speak. Just like the leaf gets the juice from the trunk, right? If you try and, you know, I remember this when I was a kid, I wasn't too smart. My mother would send me down to water the garden, you know, and for a long time I thought that watering the garden meant you just water the leaves. you know that. Huh?
I did the same thing with our veggie garden at home. My parents would, and I'd wet all the leaves. I thought that's what they
Yeah, exactly. And you think, oh, and they're getting real shiny and they're looking really good now. That's good, doing a good job. And so I don't know when I realised you're supposed to water the roots, but sometime later I realised that. But so, you know, so this is what people are doing. This is what's called material life. When you're watering the leaves, you're not, you know, you're focusing on yourself. Oh, I'm gonna, you know, enjoy my life. It's just me, and you get a little buzz out of different activities, you know, whatever it might be. And I won't say whatever, you know, we all have our things, right, that we do to enjoy in our senses in different ways, different foods, different music, different this, that, you know. That is kind of compared to like watering the leaves of the tree. And the shininess is the kind of superficial pleasure we get. Isn't that right? You know, everybody, you know, even the materialists, they're all getting pleasure. It's not, you know, nobody's saying there's certain pleasure there in all these kind of material enjoyments. But you notice, and maybe that's something, you know, a lot of people here might, you know, be tuning into because you are interested in meditation to some extent, is that in spite of all these things, all these different kinds of material enjoyments, especially that Western culture has to offer, I mean, there's been, I don't know if there's been anything like it in history. I mean, everything is at our fingertips, isn't it? It's like, I remember the first time I went to a supermarket in the United States many years ago. It blew me away. The variety of stuff there that didn't have it in Australia. This is going back. I think we have it now, but I remember going to the vegetable aisle and there'd be like about 10 different kinds of lettuce. And I'm looking like, what? I'd never even seen these things before. Or the cereal aisle. You know, it's like... you know, there's never been anything like that in history, that all this, you know, that's just food, you know, everything else. There's so much opportunity for material enjoyment. And yet, can anybody say that everybody is just really super happy now because of all this stuff? Yeah, wow, you know, we've got everything, aren't we? Really happy and satisfied. And it's not. And the reason is that watering of the leaf. It's very shiny. It looks like, man, that guy's got everything. He's got a fancy car, a fancy house, a fancy husband or wife or whatever. He's got the best clothes, the best everything, and they're still not truly, deeply satisfied. And the reason they're not is because they're not hooked up to source. They're not hooked up to the source. They're not hooked up to the roots of the tree, the trunk. That's why. And they try everything possible, and they'll come to a talk. Sometimes people come to a talk like this and, yeah, not interested. So we're here, you know, every week to say the same thing pretty much. Maybe in a slightly different way, but the message is the same. No matter who's talking, it's the same message. You know, I might, you know, last week some of you were here. Our friend Tad was here, gave a talk. I can't remember. I was here, but I can't remember exactly what he said. But it was the same ideas. And next week he'll be here and he'll be saying it in a slightly different way. As a kind of a reminder, you know, it's, you know, when we come together like this, we're hooking up to the spiritual juice. And, you know, we get reminded of things because it's really easy to get distracted. You know, whether you know, even if, you know, someone makes up their mind that, you know, oh yeah, I'm really interested in this, don't worry. There's distractions aplenty, as they say. So I kind of, every time I get up here and speak, I kind of give the same talk. Maybe some of you have heard it before, but I focus on it because it always helps me to remind me that, you know, so try and remember those two examples if you can. If you ever, you know, get distracted and not sure about what's what, remember these two ideas, and you'll immediately be able to tune in to what yoga wisdom is all about, and how really, in a sense, it's very, very simple to understand. And please don't think that this is something, or this is some kind of new wisdom or something. It's not. This understanding has been extant. I think it's a weird word to use, but you know what I mean? It's been around for like since, in yoga teaching we say since time immemorial. And you know, we call it yoga wisdom here because, you know, in my life this is the tradition that I've learned this wisdom from, the yoga tradition, yoga wisdom from texts like the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita, like I was mentioning. But it's actually a fact that you'll find this very same understanding given in pretty much every theistic tradition. In essence, it's the same. So, you know, people, not my spiritual teacher, but his teacher, my teacher's teacher, he made this really, he put it in a really nice way, because at the time, and this is going back many years now, but at the time I was under the impression, or I had the false idea that, you know, oh yeah, this is the path, you know, we've got to follow this path, you know, and you know, I had a kind of like almost like a sectarian mentality, put it that way. You know, this group is the right one, and all those guys over there, it's the wrong one. No, and he you know, got rid of that illusion I was under in a really nice way. He said, I just have to paraphrase because I can't remember exactly, but he was saying, if through one process or another you are developing your love for the Supreme, you are hooking up with the Supreme, with the original cause, the original. If you're hooking up with God, in a sense, if you're, for one way or another, you are hooking up, you know, it doesn't matter whether you're getting and you're actually experiencing, you know, the specialness of it, you're experiencing this spiritual connection. It doesn't matter whether you've gotten your information from the Bhagavad Gita, whether you've gotten your information from the Bible or from the Quran or somewhere. If somehow or other you're making this spiritual connection, then that's fine. But one way or another, you know, because say, for example, you can look at, okay, this fire and sparks analogy, is that in harmony with, say, for example, Christianity or against it? It's the same. It's in its general, essential character, it's the same teaching. So that's why, you know, okay, so we don't need to start putting labels on ourselves. Because as some people say, sometimes the stronger the label, then the more possibility of division and dissension and trouble and separation rather than coming together. So that's why, you know, if you say, what's this group, what do you call yourself? What are you? You're a Hindu, you're a yogi, or you're a what? None of it. I don't know. Just a person who's understood certain, has a certain understanding of reality, that's all. A person who has. That's all we all are, and each one of us can be that. A person, a citizen of the universe, if you want to get really cosmic about it. We're all citizens of the universe who have a really good understanding of how we're all tied in together and how this mantra meditation can tune us in to the highest spiritual wisdom and experience. So, did you get that, Joe? I'm sorry. Did that touch on your question? And the mantras, right at the very last thing, huh?
Is there a language it's in, or is it
Uh,
no language?
Not really. No, it's not a language. You know, it's these words. Like if you were to say, for example, Krishna, is there a translation of Krishna into Greek or Italian or something else? No, there's no translation. It's just that sound, Krishna, Gopala, Govinda, Om, Hari Om. They're just spiritual sound vibrations, and there's no actual translation for them. Originally, they were written down in what's called Sanskrit. So if you see them in the written text, they're written in a certain language. And sure, if you write it in English, it'll, you know, use the English letters or the Spanish or whatever it might be. They'll use their particular alphabet to write. But the actual sound, no, the sound is exactly the same everywhere. And, you know, it's not a problem if you don't get the pronunciation exactly right. It's more about the intent. You know, sometimes... Anyway, that's a different subject, and we've run out of time. So. Okay, so we'll just chant for a few minutes while, you know, they're bringing out the dinners, and we'll have something to... Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Madana, Mohana, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Madana, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Dana, Mohana, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Madana, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Dana, Mohana, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Dana, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Dana, Mohana, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Dana, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Dana, Mohana, Gopala, Govinda, Radhana, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Gopala, 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 Govinda, 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 Gopala, 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 Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. Okay, so thanks for patiently listening, everybody, and we just have a good time with the meal break, and we'll be back with. I think we're going to try and talk Rupa into chanting again, and after the break, and see if we can relive that nice chant. Hari Bol. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
So now we're going to chant for a whole hour and a half. Have Jiva in and probably Prana as well. We've all got mantra cards and sort of know what's going on. So feel free to cut loose. If you feel excited, you can dance, or you can just sit quietly and listen. Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. There's a harmonium player. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. A little intermission while we change leaders.
This one's got to be mellow too, so hope we don't put people to sleep.
No,
Right.
rock out.
It's Jiva's thing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Thank you. Horrible.
Okay, so we're just going to continue on. Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Dana, Mohana, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Dana, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Dana, Mohana, 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 Gopala, Govinda, Gopala, Govinda. Govinda, Rama, Dana, Mohana, Gokula, Govinda, Rama, Dana, Mohana, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Gopala, 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 Govinda, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Sorry, folks, I have a bit of voice problems here. I'll try a different tune, might work better. Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Dana Mohana, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Dana Mohana, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Dana Mohana, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Madana Mohana, Gopala. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Dana Mohana, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Dana Mohana, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Dana Mohana, Govinda, Radha Madana Mohana, Govinda, Rama, Dana Mohana, Govinda, Radha Madana Mohana. Shall we try? I'll try it. For anybody who doesn't know, we're going to try and do a faster one now. That means, you know, if you feel like it, you can get up and dance or sway a little bit. Gopala, Gopala, Govinda, Govinda,
Gopala, Gopala, Govinda,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Gokula, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gopala, Gopala, Govinda, Govinda, Gopala, Gopala, Govinda, Govinda, Gopala, Gopala, Govinda, Gopala, Gopala, Govinda, Govinda, Gopala, Gopala, Govinda, So we're just going to do one more to finish off. I forgot that tune. That's what happens when you meditate too much. You space out completely. Your mind turns into mush. In a nice way, though. I hope. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Is that true? Who wants to go for another minute or two? No? Okay. All right. I think we'll call it. Thanks to everybody, one and all, for coming, and always nice to have these meditation sessions with everybody. And please thank Rupa, he's in the kitchen, here he comes, for cooking dinner and doing all sorts of other things. Come on, you got to clap. Do that. And Prana made, our friend Prana, who also chanted before she made dessert as well. Thank you. And here's our friend Dominic, handing out the tea. Come on. Gee, we'll have to clap every individual person for doing different things, for turning up and being here and so on.
So Jiva, what's the best way? Like there's certain points in life that
This sounds like a big question.
like memory, like certain points in life, like birthdays.
Yeah.
That remind us of time. What do we do to celebrate?
Oh God. No.
It's Jiva's birthday today.
Thank you for embarrassing me. Yeah, the years are flying by. Isn't that fun? No, it is actually. When you know about yoga wisdom, it is fun. Thanks, guys. Hurry.